You tweet us what you got going on in the grill or your backyard setup or your porch setup, what you're doing to get into the summer mode. Tweet your meat, hashtag tweet your meat. You @mention me and you @mention Tropical Bros, and we are going to hook you up throughout the month. And the story of Joe's background to create Tropical Bros is very cool. He grew up boating, swimming, in the Caribbean, other places, just getting that island lifestyle, and then ended up living on a boat in Chicago. How cool is that? Joe joins us this morning on the show. Joe Maslanka, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing very well today. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. I appreciate you joining us, and I appreciate Tropical Bros teaming up with us. This is so cool. I got to ask, this tropical lifestyle, when did it hit you? When was it the first, like, oh, yeah, I like this laid-back lifestyle. I could do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I appreciate you having me on the show. You're awesome. I know sports aren't cracking full steam right now, but plenty of other stuff to talk about. It's exciting that I know NFL draft just happened and so forth. But ever since a little kid, really, living the tropical lifestyle, started scuba diving when I was a young kid. Always, looking for something to do outside, traveling a lot. And really when it hit me about 2015, as you mentioned, was living on a boat. And it only takes a few weeks to realize once you're living on a boat that you run out of good clothing to wear. That's when it really hit me. It's that vacation feeling after the third day, and all of a sudden you realize your favorite shirt's been worn 3 times and you got nothing else to wear.
Yeah. And so you need something else. What is boat life like in Chicago? Chicago is one of the great summer cities ever. I memean, Cubs games and outdoors and Lake Michigan, et cetera. What is the boat life like on a summer in Chicago?
Yeah, it's I'd label it as pretty epic, honestly. You talk to a lot of folks and they think Chicago, oh, it's landlocked. You're in the middle. You're not out by the coast. What's summer like? Well, surprise everybody. If you haven't been, it's incredible. This huge Lake Michigan there. The city is lined by beaches, so it's incredible. You got fireworks every night, on Wednesdays and Saturdays off Navy Pier, volleyball on every day right at North Avenue Beach. So living on the boat was awesome. There's a place called the Playpen. All the yachts go and tie up there right off Navy Pier. It's kind of like a little party every Saturday and Sunday. So that was really where the birthplace of Tropical Bros started, grilling on the boat, going out with friends, drinking, having a good time. Quickly realized that me and the boys needed some new attire to wear.
Was there a secret password to get onto your boat? I mean, how do you make sure that you don't just have a bunch of people looking to drink your beer?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, there's definitely a gate code, so that kept the riffraff out per se. But really the code was show up on time, bring some girls that want to drink, and don't have a time that you need to get back at.
Okay.
As long as you meet those requirements. The worst is, I have to be back by 4 or 5 p.m. And when the boat's anchored and everyone's having a good time, you ain't leaving.
That's right. What's the bigger Chicago party? The Cubs winning the World Series in 2016 or any of those Blackhawks Cups runs that they had?
Oh, that's a good question. So I've been lucky enough to be in Chicago, living downtown for all, 4 of those events. And I'm confident that the first Stanley Cup win for the Blackhawks was the biggest party. And
Really?
The reason was because they weren't really prepared for the crowd and the party that ensued afterwards. I ended up actually being able to get down to Clark Street about 10 to 15 minutes after the final, buzzer, and the Hawks won. And, now when you see the World Series, they got all the cops and the horses and barricades and so forth. Well, the first Stanley Cup, they didn't realize what was about to happen when everyone went out to the streets because, the bars were packed in Wrigley for the Blackhawks. But when they won, everyone left the bars out to the streets, which is not something that you normally think would happen. So that was really took the cake home.
Yeah, that's amazing. Joe Maslanka, CEO of Tropical Bros, joins us here on the show. They are teaming up with us to hook you guys up with really cool apparel throughout the summer. Going into Memorial Day, So you're an Indiana guy. You went to the University of Indiana. I'm wondering, have you thought about Indiana Hoosier candy stripe themed Tropical Bros shorts?
Yeah, I have. So, back in the day, of course, going to Indiana, I had a few pairs of those, loved wearing them. Of course, kept them through post-college. We haven't produced those yet. We've really been trying to stick close to the brand, which is kind of appealing to more people, and not being specific to that Indiana crowd.
Yeah.
Although, it's funny that you bring that up because those are, kind of a token for Indiana when you think of, basketball team and so forth. So
yeah,
it could be something that we start thinking about here in the future.
Did anyone tell you as you launched or had the idea of Tropical Bros, oh, man, you're crazy, don't do that, you'll lose your shirt, pun intended, that it's just the worst idea ever?
Yes, that's good. You'll lose your shirt. I'd say yes, and it comes up a lot. But the funny thing is when you ask it, I think of, more people call myself and a couple of guys, that would be crazy for so many other reasons. Just, living on the boat, traveling, partying, stuff like that. That was kind of something easy to shrug off. It's hey, this is what I'm doing. I think it's a good idea. Really it was founded on good customer feedback. They liked the designs that came out. They liked the quality. And then, that's really how we started growing and expanding.
Well, that's kind of the key here for your stuff is that really cool designs, but also good quality, because if you buy a Hawaiian shirt and you go down to your discount rack store or just your big rack store, the quality of Hawaiian shirts are oftentimes not good at all. And you guys have sent us some of the stuff that you have, and it's really good quality for the cool design. So that's kind of a separator in the marketplace for you guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely. High quality, good designs, kind of appealing to the middle age group, and being competitively priced as well. But it's a lifestyle brand, so we interact a lot with our customers, and right now is a little tough because we strive on people going out, going to sporting events, traveling, going on bachelor parties. That's when they want to buy our stuff and rock it, and go out and have a good time, which is kind of why we like this tweet your meat thing that's going on. That you guys are putting together. I mean, hey, if you're stuck at home by yourself, at least go outside, crack a beer, put something on the grill, interact on social media. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yesterday was a rare warm day around here in New York, and I just went outside last night, and I threw some wings on the grill, and I cracked a beer, and it was a nice night, and I just said, God, this is the best mind state right now, just to relax and to feel like summer's coming up. We're going to ask our listeners to tweet us their grills. So what would you put on the grill when you're out there? What's your favorite thing to throw on there?
Got a few there. You know what? It's not as common, but a marinated skirt steak with some chimichurri sauce.
Love it.
Is incredible. I think a second choice up is a big juicy burger. I think it's key to get the raw ground beef and make up your own burgers, put in some cheese, put in some onions, maybe some peppers. I think you get a really good outcome when you do it that way. But the options are endless. Even, getting some salmon and some asparagus, throwing that on, little healthier option. But yeah, really, it kind of depends where you're at and what you're doing. Watching a baseball or football game, maybe you throw the wings on, like you said.
No doubt. All of that sounds delicious, even at 8:12 a.m. Eastern time in the morning here on the East Coast. So I'm sure that all of Chicago is buzzing about the Last Dance documentary with Michael Jordan and the 90s Bulls, which has been airing Sunday nights on ESPN the last couple of weeks. It's got huge ratings, huge numbers, and people are going back and watching all these highlights about Jordan, Pippen, the Bulls, etc. Has there been a pretty big buzz in the Windy City about this documentary the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's incredible, really. I mean, it's surprising how many people in Chicago, but then also people outside of Chicago that, our Bulls fans are so intrigued by, Jordan, Rodman, and Pippen and so forth, and the whole dynasty. Everyone's just been glued in. People are watching it, obviously, Sunday when it comes out, but rewatching it all through the week. And me, I was always the bad boy. I love Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
It's just incredible. Last week was more focused on Dennis a little bit coming up. And, if you heard about the vacation, per se, that he needed to Vegas, I mean, that's just stuff that probably doesn't happen these days. Jordan pulling him out of bed. Hopefully I'm not spoiler here, but, incredible stuff there. So the city's really just been reeling off that.
Yeah, no spoiler alert because we've been talking about this series every day on this show. So we've been talking about all the different angles. We were talking about how, Rodman in the 90s, going on that vacation, he would actually have been a good target demo for Tropical Bros. I could see him in one of your shirts or one of your shorts, one of these really cool floral prints showing up to Vegas after a shoot around with the Bulls, like hopping on a flight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would have been perfect. He would have loved the floral. Would have had to get a pretty big size for that guy, but he would have been a walking Tropical Bro for sure.
So I really appreciate your company hooking up with us here because our listeners are so loyal and they're so cool and they've been stuck in quarantine for a long time now, so they just want to get outside and feel like they're on their own little vacation. So we're going to have you guys use the hashtag #TweetYourMeat. Just follow us on Twitter at DA on CBS, at Tropical Bros as well. Also on Instagram, we'll direct you in what we're looking for. We're going to give away DA Show koozies and Tropical Bros gear throughout the next month, right until Memorial Day, to hook you guys up and have you looking good, feeling good going into the summer. Joe, I really appreciate Tropical Bros' partnership on this, man. This was a lot of fun to talk to you, and we'll stay connected over the next month. This should be a lot of fun to see what our listeners tweet us in terms of what's on the grill in their backyard lifestyles.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything, and, let's keep pushing the positive lifestyle, and I think this will be over shortly.
No doubt. You too, man. You can go visit their website as well, Tropical Bros online, to see the type of gear that they have. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.